so excited for this. This is gonna be fun. Yes. Okay. Am I looking forward to going through this paperwork? Absolutely not, but it needs to be done. I don't think I have a lot of paperwork, but my theory, my working hypothesis, is that a lot of this is unnecessary. There's so much paper in here that the drawer, the filing cupboard drawer, has like broken apart. So I have to fix that, and then whatever I put back in there, I want it to be a lot less because I just think the weight of all this was causing the collapsing. I know paperwork has mostly been digital for a while now, but I really feel like in the last 5 years especially, I have just not had as much paperwork to deal with. But the things I do want to keep, I just end up shoving it into random spots instead of the allocated folders, and that's a problem. That's a problem. I purposely also done this on the counter and not on the floor, because if I do this on the floor, I will half-ass this. I need to be comfortable and just get this done. This is the worst one, so we'll start there. I don't really have the biggest strategy except to just go through each individual paper, put a shred pile together. This needs to stay in my possession pile together, and I think that's about it. I can't really show you the paperwork itself because a lot of it's sensitive information. Okay, I will tell you though, I did just come across a receipt from 2018 for an astronomy textbook. $23.65. I actually also bought an Adidas hoodie, I think, because there's a $38 charge for that. Huh, some receipts I get why I keep, and some I'm like, why do I have a Sephora receipt from 2021? There's no reason for that. I should have just thrown that out. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Don't care. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing this. Toodles. Wish I was you. Not me right now. It's been like an hour and a half, but I got it done. And this is the pile that I'm left with, which still looks kind of big. I've got business stuff, personal stuff. There's some stuff in here that I could theoretically get rid of, but I always like to have like one hard copy of a bank statement or one hard copy of a cell phone bill, because there's information about your account number, and just, I don't know, sometimes it is like just convenient to have at least like one. So I made sure to keep it to like one copy per different thing. This is a memories folder, and this one is probably like the least organized because it just has some random stuff that I want to keep just because there's some sentimentalness there. One of those things includes cards. These piles are essential. This is the I am still clinging to my school days. So if you remember, I think it was last year, in my office, I got rid of so many of my school notes. Truly just decluttered my school section to, I think, one binder. Forgetting that I had these two big folders. I'm gonna say about 80% of this contains tests and essays, and those are the kinds of things I don't mind keeping for a little bit longer, because I think it's kind of cool to look back at assignments I actually submitted and seeing professors' comments back and that kind of thing. It's not like I can use that folder or cabinet for many other things than folders, so if I have some extra stuff, I'm not gonna be mad about it, but eventually I'm sure I'm gonna downsize that quite drastically. I feel like I'm in a good spot with paperwork and everything's organized a bit more, so that I think once it's in there, I'll just be able to find what I need when I need it, and that's huge. I can't believe how much I got rid of, how many receipts I was holding on to, like receipts that I didn't need. I'm gonna put this back, and this phase is over, thank goodness. Oh my gosh, I hated every second of that. Up a big thing of quinoa. I also added some corn and did like an olive oil balsamic based dressing and tossed that, and it's just sitting there letting it soak, giving the quinoa some time to absorb some flavor. There's sweet potatoes roasting in the oven, chickpeas roasting in the oven, and the chickpeas have a lot of seasoning on them. And then I'm gonna combine this all together into this bowl right here, crumble some feta in it, toss it all together, and then fry up 2 sunny side up eggs and just plop plop, and it's gonna be this big punchy filling bowl. The egg is really gonna take this to the next level, so I'm excited about that. I wish I had like a few more veggies to put in there, but I am like just in that weird in between grocery run trip phase in my fridge, so we're making it work. But it's gonna be great because I'm gonna have plenty of extras. I think I'm gonna get probably 3 meals out of this. And tomorrow and the next day when I have it, it's gonna taste even better as the flavors just have time to sit there and develop. So tonight it'll be good, but tomorrow I think it'll be top notch. Can confirm, so much better. Day 2, so much better. This is one of my favorite methods of meal prepping, is on a night where I feel like I either have the motivation to cook or I have the time to cook, just increasing the portion so that the next couple nights or the next night and a lunch are covered something, so that I'm just not always cooking day after day. Life gets busy and sometimes you just don't got time. And then while the quinoa was cooking, I had a little pocket of 15 minutes. So I was like, let me prep some overnight oats. These have oats, oat milk, chia seeds, hemp hearts, cinnamon, maple syrup, and I think that's it. I stirred it all together. There's 2 here, there's another one in the fridge. So I've got 3 breakfasts figured out for this week as well, and that took really no time at all. But it was one of those things where it's like the quinoa was already going on the stove, I had time, let me just do it so that after I finish eating I can just clean and be done with the kitchen. The kitchen can be shut down. I talked about these a few weeks ago, but I made the cookie dough bites that are in my cousin's cookbook. These are what they look like when you make them with peanut butter. I prepped them yesterday and I've just been like munching on a couple today. This also makes like a really good post-dinner dessert because the chocolate chips are in there, the peanut butter, it's all coming together. Although it looks like I've got my together today, I feel so off kilter and just like, ugh. So this is definitely helping me feel like I'm getting back and crawling back to my equilibrium, but oh my goodness, I still have work to do tonight. So I'm gonna eat this with the show and then kind of just start tackling some work afterwards. Listen and we don't judge situations, which I don't think you will judge. I feel like you guys will get the logic here. We know I have my Filofax. I showed myself, you know, adding some more customization to it in last week's video. You also know I have like my little passport pocket size Paper Republic. This has been one of my biggest surprises from 2025. I love using this. I've added more to it since I did the original video on setting this up. I visit it daily. It's this creative space for me to play in. I use it to track memories, track my reading. I'm doing like some Portuguese practice in this. It's just like the cutest little thing. Can come with me wherever I go so that I can just like jot things down. It's just been, yeah, one of my biggest surprises because I've never had a journal quite like this. I've enjoyed it so much that because it was recently my birthday, I treated myself to buying another one, but in the bigger version. So this is the passport or the pocket size, and this is the Grand Voyager extra large. This is more of like a traditional notebook size. Like this is a Leuchtturm 1917, and you can see that the Leuchtturm, I guess, like is a little bit bigger, but it's more of that traditional size that's, I think, best for writing. And that is what I got this for. This is my go-to journal for my morning pages in 2025. All throughout 2024, I used Leuchtturm 1917 dotted notebooks. They are so incredible. I finished this one and I think 4 complete journals between the end of 2023 and 2024, early 2025 before I started this one. I want to customize it a little bit and I figured that would be a fun thing to do today. I feel like I need to do a separate video on talking about like how I use all of my journals, and I have one other journal that I use pretty consistently right now combined with my digital organization tools. Like I feel like I need to do an updated how I use all the things video, if that's of interest. But for now, I just want to show you how I'm adding a little bit more pizzazz to the notebook. This journal came with an orange ribbon, both around the journal and on the spine here, but I do want to switch it out for a red look. Because this journal is more about writing down my thoughts, I thought adding this little locket charm would be so cute. I'm gonna figure out where I want that, if I want it at the front or on the side, but let's dismantle. I'll take out the notebooks. Let me just document how this looks so that if I forget how to put this back together, I know how to do it. But I have faith. I'm using some tweezers just to undo the knot. I just need to push this through, right? Yes. Feel like a bookbinder doing this. Don't think adding the charm to the spine makes a lot of sense because then it'll get in the way for the writing. So I think I'm gonna keep it at the front. I feel like too why I felt okay with buying a second one is because the purpose of this journal is to do daily journaling. And 2024 proved to be the year that that is something I'm totally like able to do. It's something I'm consistent with. As much as I do like stationery that you love looking at, being able to help make the process of doing anything with pen and paper a little bit more fun. It's not a magic worker, so I also like caution that you know, don't think that you need to buy expensive or fancy aesthetic journaling supplies to start this hobby, or to start junk journaling, or to start whatever it is that you want to use a journal for, because it wears off and then you do end up having to just do the work of filling it in with your thoughts. And if that's not something you enjoy doing, I don't think a journal will magically make you better at that. And look at that. I love the look of that little locket on there. Fits so nicely together. So yeah, that was my birthday present to myself. I feel like, again, because the fact that this is real leather too, there's a longevity to this cover that feels like I bought a piece of jewelry. It's something I'm gonna have for years and years to come, and always know that this was something that I started using or acquired into my life on my 28th birthday. And I think there's something really sweet about that. That's my shameful update, but I think you guys will get it. 2025 is proving to be the year where I'm making tons of new things from scratch. Did ravioli fresh pasta for the first time a few weeks ago, and now I have made my first batch of bagels. I haven't cut them up yet or toasted one yet, so I need to give it a taste test to see if this was a success, but they do look like a bagel. I'm gonna freeze these though, so I wanna cut them in half first, because otherwise cutting them after they've been frozen whole is kind of a nightmare. I'm not sure why I decided to tackle this though yesterday night, because I had no business making a bagel recipe from scratch yesterday night. I had so much to get done, and I think that's probably why I did it, is I was overwhelmed. And I figured, what's a good way to get out of my head to try baking something complex? Complex might be a bit of a heavy word for bagels. They weren't terribly difficult to do, but it does require a little bit of extra focus when you're putting the dough together. And then also it's like a new recipe with a few steps that I'm just not used to doing, so I had to pay attention. Anyways, not really the time to be experimenting, but I am okay with that, because now I've got delicious things to eat the overwhelmness away. This is my POV. Adorable. I look like I just started a fresh bakery. Serrated knife is critical here. Oh my gosh, I think this is gonna be good. Only thing I'm noticing is that my center right here around the bagel hole is a little doughy, so I should have probably gotten the egg wash a little bit deeper in there. Oh, see, this one doesn't have that, so it's not consistent. The irony is that I used to always have everything but the bagel seasoning on hand in my kitchen, but the time that I made bagels, I didn't have it on hand, which I just, yeah, find funny. The one recipe this would actually really have come in handy for, of course, it wasn't in my pantry, so I need to get more of that. Oh my gosh, so many sesame seeds. I'm gonna toast one of the plain ones though. I don't think this will be horrible, but there's always that risk, you know, that you just wasted a ton of time. It's good. I mean, there's always room for improvement. I think I might try an overnight rise just for the flavors to really develop. And also the aesthetics, I think I can improve on making them look a little bit more uniform, but also the quirkiness kind of gives them that homemade look. Okay.